Yeah, Kermit Weeks here, Fantasy of Flight, and I just got off the phone with Kevin Kimball, and he's got some things he wants me to look at on the Vega. So we got the S-39 out, and I'm gonna buzz over and see what he's got to show me. We have arrived. Okay, mags, masters, fuel. All right, what's happening?
It's another day.
God, it's gorgeous, man. It is freaking beautiful. What's going on?
How are you? Good to see you.
Good. Let's go see what we got.
Yeah. First time up here with this.
Is it?
Yeah, you came up in the
L1
and the storage. Yeah.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. I remember there was like a little hump down that way.
Whoop-de-doo over that way, yeah.
And I was having, I was trying to remember exactly where the hell the strip was, and I knew it was kind of up here. I figured once I got in the area I could find it. But
oh, come on in.
Uh-oh, somebody's got a cool car.
Yeah, it's Dad's project car.
Good.
Yeah, he's found that you can find a lot more local old dudes to hang out with, messing with cars.
Oh my God. Cool.
Yeah. So it's been almost 2 years since you were here.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Seems like a few months, but it's been a while.
Unbelievable. Okay, so we got the half, so we're gonna like have the reveal on the other side. Man, this looks great. Oh my God. That is unbelievable. You know, when you look at the pictures, inside you go, there is not a lot of room in there, but when I used to poke my head in, you know, it seemed like there was.
Yeah, it seems like
so that's the door frame?
Yeah, that's the door frame. This is the door frame, and this is the emergency exit frame that goes on the right-hand side.
Huh.
So, and the door
Cool.
frame is made out of about 150 pieces of wood.
Oh my gosh.
If you look at all the laminations, and then it's laminated this way here,
Oh my
and then
gosh.
scarfed together. So it took,
That's all in the drawings?
it's on the drawing,
Holy cow.
you know. And then they just had guys that just, you know, I'm imagining the guys with a, you know, filterless cigarette hanging on his lip, you know, and just knocking this stuff out. Just carpenters knocking it out.
They built 30 a year.
Yeah.
They built 30 a year, huh? You know how many they had at the factory?
What do you mean? How many people?
How many people?
Towards the end, I think it was close to 300. When they started out, it was about 50 or 70.
I'll be darned.
But that's the emergency exit hatch. And then these sections here will stay in the airframe as part of the outline structure. But they're still stuck together until we get it glued in.
It goes.
Yeah, well, so what's the purpose? Well, all the laminations, like I said, not only this way, which you'd think it'd be enough, but
Yeah,
so that
it's
one is,
direction,
that's
and this
one
the other
direction.
Right.
I see,
So this,
okay.
to be able to turn this tight corner, they had to do and really this is leftover veneers. So they were using up the scrap veneers. You could probably
I'll
do
be
it out of
darned.
something just slightly thicker.
I'll be darned.
It's leftover veneers.
I'll be darned. Well, that's pretty conservative of them. Oh my God. Oh my God. The reveal. Oh my gosh. That is a freaking piece of art, Kevin. That is unreal. Of course, it's upside down.
It's,
No, that's the
yeah,
wing.
This is the top here.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
the cockpit would be here,
Yeah.
and then the wing will perch here. All this upper section on that side will get cut off after this skin is on. You keep it all together until
Right.
you get both so it's stiff.
Right.
And
Yeah.
So your head would be about here,
Yeah, okay.
behind the windscreen that's here, and the leading edge of the wing.
Huh. So that just all gets cut out later.
It's actually cut loose and just clamped back in place
Huh.
while the skin's going on.
I'll be darned.
And then this bulkhead here will be the one that has the filing cabinets in it, and then the fold-out desk here for the typewriter. That's all in this location.
Man, this is just. So what have you done? This almost looks like an epoxy on the
It
inside.
is, yeah. We decided to go ahead and seal up as much as we could,
Right.
while we can get to it easier.
Yeah, exactly.
And then this skin will seal up between everything when it's on still off, just because it's such a pain in the butt to climb around in there and do all that work.
Daggone. And all these.
That's original rocks.
And the purpose of that is part of for the wing structure here, because this is actually in tension. It's not a compression member.
Right, it's a tension rod because they lose a big chunk of skin here
Okay.
when you cut the wing in. So you've got one on each side at the top to give some extra tension stiffness this
Yeah.
way. And then you've got one low on this side because of the doorway.
So where's the doorway go here?
Well, that's
trying to figure
that's our
it out.
reason for our visit, right?
Yeah, okay.
So here is where it was as long as you've owned it.
Right.
And since 31,
Okay.
the door's been here.
Okay.
The original location for the door was here. And as part of the updates that they did to the airplane is when they changed it from a 4-place interior, the executive interior, to the 6-place working airplane.
Right.
They moved the door back and then put a bench seat back here where the toilet and everything would be.
I see. But we're putting the toilet back.
We're putting the toilet and everything back in. And so what happens is that we can have the door here, not a problem, but we can only have 3 seats because the 4th seat belongs right here in front of the toilet.
So
And
the
we have-
toilet goes here.
Correct.
Okay.
And then there's a jump seat that snaps in and pops out. So you can close off the toilet. It's like looks like a little locker behind this seat. Put a seat here, and then you would enter here, go left to the front seat, right to the rear seats.
Okay. So I mean, you'll show me. So here's the pilot bulkhead,
Correct.
and then
2
you've got
seats
a
there.
seat here, 2 seats here, and where the typewriter is just kind of.
Up there on the desk.
Yeah.
It'll get stored on the oil tank underneath the pilot seat.
Okay.
That's where it lives, and then
Okay.
when you fold the desk out, it comes up on the desk. And then the rear seat is there, and then over here on this side. But the way that they set the left rear seat up is it's kind of like one of the removable jump seats,
Right.
like you put in the baggage compartment of the Baron or something. And it clips into the sidewall, and has legs and stands up and everything right
Would
there.
it have a seat belt and all that and be legal to
Yeah.
for a passenger? Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
So the kicker is that the stuff that it attaches to on the sidewall is right here where this door opening is now located. It would be a rod that would run through here. And so if we want to have that seat right there, we can't have the door here.
Okay. Well, I'll just have to see like an upper layout, some pictures and
Yeah,
stuff.
I'll show you what it looks like.
So, okay, so either a seat the toilet goes here.
Right.
Yeah, okay, the toilet's behind the seat. So,
Right.
so this is and normally, if the toilet was here, they still would have would have a door here or here.
The door would have been here for the airplane with the toilet. It would have been located here.
Oh, I see.
So with the executive interior, it was still laid out like the early versions of the airplane,
Right.
which had a 4-window side and this door here. And then when it came out with a later version that was 6-place, they moved the door aft 1 bay. I think for a couple of reasons. One, to make it where you could have the seat here, because what they did is for the 6-place airplanes, they moved this seat forward about 6 inches, put in an extra seat here, and then pushed the other seat back just a little bit, kind of halfway into where the toilet goes.
My gut is just kind of telling me that, I don't see this really as a ride airplane. So I'm probably thinking if we ever did do rides in the airplane, they would just be higher priced, not as many people, smaller executive
Yeah,
type
exclusive
deal.
sort of.
Yeah. When I saw the one picture where it was showing the 2 seats in the back, it just looked cluttered as crap. And then where do you put the seat when you unclip it to go to the bathroom?
Yeah, it's got to be stored someplace else out of the
Yeah.
airplane, probably.
Yeah.
It's probably
okay.
an either or sort of a thing.
Huh.
Now,
Oh my God.
there's a few other things that we discovered on the seating too, is that the right front seat, the typical seat like the left front and like most Vegas, the seat back folds forward, and then that entire assembly slides up the sidewall to make it to where you can walk
Yeah.
up the aisle. Well, the original seat in this one, the seat folded back. And then there's an ottoman that folds out of the side over here, and so it makes a bench all the way down the side.
Oh, okay.
Or a bed, whichever way you however
Yeah,
you
yeah,
wanna look at
yeah.
it.
Huh.
It's kind of neat. It's all in that executive series
Huh.
on the drawings.
Okay. Well, we'll just have to sit and look at the drawings and.
Mhm.
Oh my God! Look at how thick that is. Oh my God, that is so beautiful. Oh man! Of course, this is all original here.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It's a massive structure where it needs to be. And then in other areas, it looks fairly light and frail.
So that's where the floorboards go. Those 2
Right.
structures up there.
The left and the right extreme strips of floorboard stay in. The center section here is kind of an access trench to be able to get to the cables and everything.
Uh-huh.
And it's 3 removable sections that come.
Huh.
A lot of
So-
circles are
So all this over here. Oh, even if it has a little bit of a. It's not varnish on there, is
No.
it?
No, it's all compatible with the adhesives that we're using.
Right.
But
Okay.
all this is going to get scuffed and sanded again.
Yeah. Okay. So this is all.
That's just
Okay.
overspray
It's
kind of
but it's sealed, but it's not a problem because it's compatible with the
Correct. Yeah.
epoxy that you're using.
Right.
Of course, little sections there that are left out for.
That's for the doubler that's laid in the other side, you see?
Oh my God. And the little grounding strips here are for, or is it actually to go back to the lights and stuff? I don't.
It'll use it for a ground for the tail light,
Right.
but it's a bonding to get all the metal, every metal fitting is going to be tied together, and all the way back to the firewall for the poor ignition shielding and everything else of the day.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
That's so their satellite nav could work better, huh?
Exactly. Yeah.
They could listen to
the celestial.
the satellite music
Yeah.
stations.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So once we make the decision here on a door and that kind of stuff, then are you ready to start jamming on the, the other side?
Yeah, where we are right now is the door structure goes in, and then once we have all that, we're going to go ahead and get we have all the pilot floor, and I've sent you some pictures of that. The pilot floor structure, the pilot seat, and all these bulkhead pieces here all made.
Yeah.
It's a matter of installing them, and we're going to do a lot of that work before we close it out, since we can reach this way instead of crawling through a hole.
Oh my God.
And then we have a bunch of hardware out for plating, and when it comes back, then we can get all the brackets and everything back in the fuselage and start stringing cables and try to get a bunch of that hard to reach stuff done before we close it out.
Yeah, that's all. Assume it's all Silvercad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, it's all new hardware. We sent out, had stripped and replated.
Oh my God, that is so freaking cool. Yeah, well, maybe let's go look at some pictures or something.
Sure, and look at the drawings and show you what that's all about.
What are those? The Vega tanks?
No, Paul sent those up.
Oh, let me think. 108.
108, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Huh. God, those are thick.
Yeah, they are.
I can't believe how thick they are, but they're
soft. They're butter soft.
Yeah, but they're light.
And they were nasty inside.
Oh my gosh.
You could see just it probably had automotive fuel in it, and it
Really?
just sat there and just evaporated and just turned into the varnish and the goo, and it took a lot to just get rid of all the crap out of the inside of them, which is a reason for opening them up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one tank's been damaged and repaired.
Yeah.
It's all nasty.
Yeah. Well, it's soft. It won't take much to make it look good. I'll be darned. That's awesome. Cool. Is that a banana?
Yeah. Dad's fun project.
Man, that beats the welder I got. I still got the one I got when I built the Weeks Special.
Really?
Yeah.
What is it?
Dial Arc HF. It's a.
Okay.
It's a. Let me grab a chair here. Okay.
So just looking at the shots in general, that's looking forward.
Okay.
And if you can see the desk folded out and everything, then this is toilet closed and then the toilet room open. So there's a door, that kind of a D-shaped door there that slides back and reveals the toilet.
I see. Okay, so normally the door for the toilet is here,
right?
And it pops back and slides back this way.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so then normally that would be flush.
As you see in the middle slide right there.
Okay.
And then that's the rod that the seat would clip into, right? Which is
I see.
in the bay where the door would be on the later version.
Right. So my door's now here.
Correct.
And for this to be here, it should be here.
Correct.
I see.
That's where the door used to be. So you can see it again here. Here's the door. And then if you notice, the left rear seat, see the diagonal leg going down underneath it, the brace? That's a support.
Right here?
Correct.
Yeah.
And and then that tube on the wall is where it slides up and folds away like the two front seats. And then if you look at the right one, it has a vertical leg set up on it.
Yeah.
And it's a different, and those fold against the bottom of the cushion and the whole thing snaps out of there.
So where exactly does this, well, I mean, the reality is you wouldn't leave it in the airplane. You'd either, I'm going to put it in and, use it, or I'm not going to use it and I'm going to leave it back at the airport.
Yeah, and it's I think so. And it was one of those things of, are they using it to move, a bunch of guys around,
Yeah.
Think an oil company, which is the original customer.
Yeah.
Or is he going out to some off in the middle of nowhere, landing in a cow pasture situation where they need the toilet and maybe want to take a nap or whatever over here on the seat. So it's
do you have any vertical views of this or something that you could?
I can show you the CAD model.
Yeah. I mean, just even if you printed,
Yeah.
print something off that I could, or just take a peek at it.
Yeah. So
Okay, here, yeah. Okay, yeah.
so if we look at it this way, from the vertical, I don't have the cushions on the seats,
Yeah, no,
but you got the two
no.
seats,
Okay.
and then this one sits here. and the door would be in the gray location.
You know, actually, that makes a lot of sense, actually. You know, because, I mean, if you wanted to do rods,
It's there.
you've got the seat. You don't have to put it in there if you're just flying around with a couple of people. But if you wanted to do rides, you know, you could take 4 people.
It also, if the seat's there, keeps anybody. You're talking about having to hang a sign on it that says "Don't use the toilet over."
Yeah.
You know, it kind of blocks that, and you don't really have to worry about it.
Huh.
But
And so, where does this thing lay out to where there'd be a cushion and you could lay back?
on this seat, this seat back on the right side will lay back, and then there's
Oh,
an
it lays back.
right. There's an ottoman here that pops out just like the seat. So let me get this back out of the way.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
the
yeah.
ottoman right there.
I see. So this
And
somehow goes away.
It
This
folds in half
pops
and
up.
goes against the wall and clips to the floor right there.
Yeah, and this is the right seat, and then the seat folds back.
And then here's the seat back folded back instead of folding forward. See this one, the seat back folded forward against the cushion and went against the wall.
Right.
This one went against the wall, but the seat goes back instead of forward.
Huh. And what do we have in the way of seats? Are they original or not, or what?
We have 3 original Lockheed built seats. We have that one, and we have the left front and the right rear are exactly correct.
Okay.
The one that's here has been modified and changed up, and I don't think it was not the original fold back style. It was
Right.
the fold forward style.
Right.
But it's been kind of cobbled up when he
Right.
did some stuff to it. So it needs to be fixed anyway, so
Right.
we can fix it into the correct.
Right. Okay. Okay. So that takes care of
And
those
we don't
3.
have it only had 3 in it, so we don't have a 4th. And this one's unique enough.
It's probably
that-
still back at his hangar.
probably. Yeah. You want to go check?
Yeah.
So yeah, and we've got 3 of the 4.
Okay. Would it be that big a deal to stick another, make another one?
No, I mean we have to repair this
Right.
one anyway.
Right.
So the components are basically the same between the seats. It's just this one has got a different clip mounting system on it,
Yeah.
and that's really the big difference.
Yeah.
You know, when you look at it here, spin this around, doing it from. a
I
long
mean,
ways away.
You know, and now that I'm kind of like rethinking it, I'm kind of thinking
Here's that rod and the clips and everything that hold the mount into the airframe. That blue piece is what is a silver rod in the photograph, and we have the prints for that. We went back through and did an inventory of all the prints that we have specifically for this airplane, the Model 5A Executive, and we have all except 13 of all the prints that they ever produced, and there's about 4 or 5 of those. Matter of fact, there's 13 of those that all 13 are at the Swiss Museum, and I can get them.
You know, I think to be politically correct these days, you need to call them drawings, formerly known as prints.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. So
Okay. Well, I got to tell you, I think I'm liking moving the door forward. Which one did Wiley have?
his was actually the further back
Yeah.
because it came out of the factory as a C model.
Yeah.
But
Damn.
you know, from an external configuration,
Most
most people don't even know the difference.
pull up the paint job and just kind of look at where the door was relative to the paint job. It probably shouldn't make a difference because there's probably windows there regardless.
Yeah. We can do it this way. There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. So it would just be it would occupy this window right here instead of this window.
Okay, so there's no. Yeah,
I mean-
there's no.
I mean, from a external livery
Yeah.
standpoint, it's not a big deal.
Man, that's a tough call. That's a tough call. I mean, you know, and I know everybody's going to say, "Oh, Kermit, do it back at the what was it, Standard Oil or something?"
It was
Something oil.
yeah, independent oil and gas.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get it. We get a
And,
lot of folks that are
You know,
hammering on us for that.
but the reality is,
that was the original
yeah.
look of the airplane. And
Yes, send me all these.
yeah, it didn't have the cowling. Well, it had the different style cowling, you know,
Yeah.
between the cylinders, like
Yeah.
the Spirit, and then no wheel pants. That's how it was originally done.
Yeah, see, what happened is I've in effect made a character. I'm gonna make a character out of Wiley. It's going to be Wiley. It's going to be one of my children's characters, and he's going to have a little patch on one window.
Right.
You know.
And so we need
Yeah.
Winnie Mae for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
with this, if we do go with that configuration, you can put the other scheme on it. It doesn't, the door configuration.
Yeah.
we're talking about. We can still
Yeah.
have the scheme on, because there's times when Wiley's airplane eventually had no windows. There were times when it was
Oh, really?
yeah
When he
was
flew it.
really doing the big work. There's it's not his, but it looked more like this. And,
Yeah.
and even Amelia's, the windows were all covered over.
Because she probably had fuel and stuff.
Yeah. I think they had up to 600 gallons on the airplanes at that time when they're doing that stuff.
I never really, until you bring it to somebody's attention, you don't really know that the door was in two different locations over the years.
Right.
And then some of the Vegas, it was on the other side of the airplane.
But yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
It was the military version and then the civilian airline version.
Yeah.
Compliments of Dakota.
Walt's airplane, that's the Shell Vega, it's out in California. That was Desmond's airplane. The door's on the right-hand side.
Wow.
Because it had the low wing style trim mechanism in it, which is a crank on the left side of the cockpit, and there's a torque shaft that runs all the way down the side of the airplane on the left hand side. We can't have a door there and have the shaft there.
Yeah, I'll be darned.
The trim system in yours runs under the floor, so the door location is irrelevant.
Yeah. Yeah, pull up the fuselage view again that you had.
The top view?
Yeah, the top view that we're kind of looking at. Oh, it's freaking awesome. Maybe send me a couple of
Screenshots?
screenshots of that.
Let me do this. Get square on it. Here we go. Shit. I didn't say shit, I said darn.
That's right. Yeah, there we go.
So there's actually a lot of leg room between the back of the forward seats and the rear seats, but the seats are not very high off the floor, so your legs are going to be, if you're sitting in the back, your legs are going to be extended.
From if you had an emergency egress point of view, the forward door makes more sense for everybody.
You're out either side, left or right.
Oh yeah, because the other side.
This is the hatch here.
Yeah.
So either way.
Yeah, I tell you, I'm kind of leaning towards the forward door. And so for the pilot to get in, he comes in with one of the seats folded back, comes in, and then the passenger has to know how to fold the seat down.
Yeah, I think it really depends on either you do that and someone else's, or you have a ground crew that's handling passengers.
Right.
Or if you as the pilot load everyone in, you send them in, explain how to do the seats, they sit down, and then you climb in from on the wheel up the pegs and through the top over the
so there's an emergency egress out of the top,
which is how Wiley, Amelia, everybody was climbing in, because they had all the fuel in the back.
Exactly.
So there's three ways to get out of the airplane, which is kind of neat.
And so the wing, basically, that's the front spar, that's the rear spar.
Correct.
So the center of gravity of the airplane's about here, so if you fly with nobody, it's got to be a pretty forward CG.
It is.
And it doesn't help much with it here, but once you start putting people in the back there, then it probably comes into a fly good range, but not so far aft that it's a problem.
Walt was telling me he has a ballast, a bag of sand or shot in the baggage compartment.
Really?
And he keeps in there most of the time. He's not flying it by himself.
Yeah.
Little ballast bag.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what the CG implications are.
I want to see how it's going to come out with the proper engine and prop.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, it's way too heavy. Oh, right now it's got the original engine was a 1340, but it was the early one. It was like 420, 450 horsepower or something in there, maybe pumped up a little bit. But what they did is they put in a 1340 that's like off an AT6. It's 600 horsepower and is way heavier than the original.
About 250 pounds on the
Oh my
firewall
God.
forward.
This is this airplane.
Yeah.
With the Winnie paint job. So the door would be here.
Yeah, this is your airplane.
Yeah, and there's no difference with the...
it wouldn't affect the writing or any of that stuff.
Yeah, and getting in or out, it's a little higher.
Slightly.
Stepping up, but...
There's some steps we can There's
Yeah.
a set of steps that would go over there too.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah, originally they had actually a little
Two
boarding
steps.
ladder
Oh, we're done. All right,
that would
cool.
clip on the door.
Oh, that's cool. Better make one of those.
Okay.
Yeah, cool.
So
All right. Yeah, maybe glance a little bit into the implications of passenger use, center of gravity, and just kind of give a ballpark. And just out of curiosity, I mean, the fuselage, the fact that what was the original wood that was on these wings? Because we changed it to the original.
It's spruce.
Oh, the original one was spruce.
Right.
No, I mean when we took it off.
Oh, it was a lot of birch and mahogany.
Oh,
and
okay.
some of
So
everything.
yeah, so we're going to get rid of a little bit of weight in this thing.
I think we probably, out of the fuselage alone, we've probably taken 100 pounds out of it.
Wow.
And I bet there's 80 pounds of that is from the CG aft because it had been spliced up and scabbed up.
Yeah.
The diaphragms were damaged and were loose from the skin, and so what he did is cut out other pieces of wood that were, an inch square in an arc and glued it to the diaphragms and glued it to the skins to try to scab it all back together. So there was so much extra wood in the old fuselage, it was way heavier than it's supposed to be. The fuselage structure itself, without the seats in it, but the skins, the structure, basic cables and pulleys, is going to be about 450 pounds, which is really light for carrying around 5 people and
Wow.
250 gallons of gas and everything else that goes on.
Oh
Of
my
course,
God.
the wing's almost 1,000 pounds.
Yeah. The fuel's all on the wing though, right?
It is.
Yeah, so there's no fuselage load for fuel.
We probably pulled a couple hundred pounds out of the wing just making original gas tanks.
Huh.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, I think that's the way we ought to go.
Yeah, I agree. That's the way we've been leaning.
Yeah, I mean, initially when I looked at that picture with the extra seat back there, it just looked cluttered. And how do you get to the bathroom? Blah blah blah. But I think just overall, and you're saying the forward one was a later airplane?
They actually built them intermixed.
Oh, okay.
It's actually so you could have there are airplanes that were built prior to this one that had the aft.
I see. Okay, so it
just depends.
customer choice.
Right.
All right.
And it's really the earlier ones were all this way, and it came out with the new and improved was the aft door, but they built them still both ways.
Right. Okay. Well, since you're pretty much the current Lockheed Vega factory, I'm going to make my customer decision, and let's just move the door forward. So anyway,
yeah, I think that gives a much more versatility to the airplane than
I agree
than it was, and we can nail it perfect on all the interior with that.
Yeah, cool, and it won't affect the paint job. So. All right, looks good.
We have, I think we're at about almost 2,800 drawings in all.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
So, just out of curiosity, what I mean, we got the Vega going together. There's that other Vega the guys got going flying. It's been up at Oshkosh. What else is out there? The guy came by that is doing a Sirius or something. And
talking about doing a Sirius, yeah, and
he's talking about doing it out there himself.
Yeah. And they've built the diaphragms already. Okay. And it was one of those things after they visited. He said, "I'll call you next week," but I haven't heard back from him. So I don't know if, Yeah. I think it was good for him to see it all.
Oh my God.
And he went out to your place and saw the wing, and it's a massive project for starting from zero.
I'm assuming, correct me if I'm wrong, but if y'all built all the jigs and shit on my time, they're my jigs.
They are.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, somewhere down the road, let's get this one behind us, kind of see how things unfold. If things really change positive in the long run, I mean, God, all the stuff's here to do something else.
Yeah, I think there's other stuff that could be out there, other models.
Yeah.
You know, there's
cool.
6 Vegas that still exist.
Hmm.
And if you count all those that are in the museum,
Yeah.
there's
yeah.
one Orion that's in the Swiss Museum,
Yeah, I saw that. I've seen that one.
and then the Sirius, that's the Lindbergh airplane in the Air and Space. The 2 Vegas in Air and Space. The one in the Ford Museum.
Hmm.
The aluminum one.
Yeah.
Waltz, the Shell Vega.
Hmm.
So. And then yours.
Cool.
And all of them are, I mean, all these things were almost custom built to custom order.
Yeah.
You know, so every one of these airplanes, there's 6 of them left, but they're no duplicates.
Right. Yeah. Interesting.
Just
Cool.
like every time we open something up and look at it, and we find some picture, or whether it's in the factory or pictures of the airplane, or a drawing, and like, what the hell is this? And you start looking at it and you go, well, wait a minute. You know,
that makes sense.
that makes sense now. And
Huh.
then you know, in a matter of minutes, you go, and then here's all these other answers that just arrive
Oh,
from
be
those
darned.
little clues.
Huh. Unbelievable.
I looked at
Unbelievable.
those interior pictures, I don't know, 100 times and never saw the little ottoman in the front
Yeah,
until last week.
Really?
they call it a filler cushion on the drawing,
Really.
and I couldn't figure out what it was for. I thought maybe to make a bench seat left to right, but the 2 seats, you can see how close together they are. There's no room for a filler cushion between the left and the right seat.
Right.
You know? So, and then we finally noticed it said it's located between stations 4 and 5. And then when we saw that photograph where we pointed it out under the desk, there it is, and it's sitting there.
Huh. I'll be darned. Translation problem.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Awesome. Okay, so pretty cool. We made the decision. Oh my God, I cannot believe this is a piece of art. Anyway, so this is where the door was. We're going to put it up here. So you're going to have to move some of that around, I guess. Or
Yeah, it's all part of it. It'll work out just
yeah,
fine.
okay, awesome.
So-
Well, that'll be pretty cool.
I'll have it
And,
back to the configuration that matches the interior.
Yep.
And everything.
Good. Awesome. Superman.
All right. Well, thank you.
Good job. Happy New Year.
Happy
You
New
guys
Year.
take it easy.
All right.
I'll try and come back in less than 2 years the next
Heck
time.
yeah, yeah.
Cool. All right. Pretty cool. Over and out.
As cool as this thing is on the ground, it's really cool when you see it in the air.
Oh my God! It whistles when it goes by. You know, it's got a sound to it. Yeah, I'll fly by. I'll make a flyby when I leave.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
Airplanes are fun. Airplanes are fun. Airplanes are fun. Right?
Okay, prime fuel. Clear prime.
Clear.